Hello, everyone. I'm Buford MC, and welcome back to another adventure in GregTech New Horizons. And today we have a very special episode because today we are going to completely finish all the remaining LV quests and officially move into the MV Age. But before we do that, we have a little bit of an experiment I want to run in the Twilight Forest. So last time we went to the Nether Fortress and we went with our brand new cleaver so that we could start collecting Wither Skeleton skulls, which I now have. We have actually 27 Wither Skeleton skulls on us. I brought some soul sand as well. And we are going to try and fight some withers so that we can get the remaining not wither skeletons, the nether stars is what we're looking for. So that we can make the diamond dolly, which needs the nether star plate, and that needs a block of nether stars. So we already technically have one nether star. We only need 9 in total to get this block. We actually have enough for 9 nether stars right here with 9 withers. And we already actually have one, which we fought earlier, but we'll have an extra one if we need it. And we're going to try and fight these withers. But I've also brought along with me something I want to test out, and that is Dezil's Marshmallow. And what I want to try and do is I want to try and test it out on us and see how powerful this marshmallow makes us against withers. And we might actually try and fight multiple withers at once. But before we use this marshmallow, I actually want to fight a single one without the powers, because there was actually something in the quest book. Let's see. Right here, time to kill wither, it says, kill it twice for something nice. So we've actually fought it once already, and we're about to fight it a second time, and I'm curious to see what this something nice thing is. So we're going to do that first, and then for the remaining 8 withers that we have to fight, I'm going to use the marshmallow, and, well, we'll see just how we do against a wither army. It'll be the marshmallow versus the wither army, so we're not going to fight all 8 at once. I'm not that crazy, but we might try 3 of them, maybe 4, we'll see. We'll see how we do, but first we'll test it out against a single wither, and we'll see how we do. We need 4 soul sand, I think, and 3 skulls, so yeah, let's get into it. So I'm in this kind of open area of the Twilight Forest. We're actually quite a ways from the portal, about 1,000 blocks. It's actually an interesting area, this is right here. I think this is one of the biomes that's, like, later in the Twilight Forest. I don't think we can actually enter into it, because the biomes in the Twilight Forest are based on the bosses you've killed, and we've only got up to the Lich King, but we can't enter this little clearing area here, which is a nice open area to do some wither fighting. So we're going to start off by fighting the first one. No special powers or anything. No marshmallow just yet. But I will put the terror warts in case we do get withered, because that's going to be good for that. Although I don't know, actually. Do the terror warts... Isn't that going to reset my buffs from the marshmallow too? Perhaps it will, but... Well, we're not using it yet. Maybe we won't use them, but well, for this one we can. So, let me make sure my magnet is on, and let's take on this guy. We're also going to scan him as well, because I have a feeling we might get something out of that. So, the soul sand like this. Not like that. I messed that up completely. Put the soul sand like that. Pop in the skulls. And here we go. Let's scan you. Okay, we did scan him. And let's see how this goes. Shouldn't be really too hard. Okay, he's actually going in a completely wrong direction here. Yeah, this isn't hard at all. Did we get the nether star? Did it go in one of the backpacks? Yeah, it did. Okay. That's good. And we just got something I just saw. Trigger life. Right. Alright, so that wasn't that hard at all. Single wither was not that bad. So it does cause a bit of damage. I don't want him to accidentally wander into here, so we might actually need to move over here a little bit. Just in case. I don't want to get too close to there either, because there's going to be a bunch of other mobs in there, and I really don't want to fight mobs in there. But let me look at the quest book. Okay, here we go. Secret. The trade for life. Right, what do we got here? You have been busy, my friend. I have something for you. Give me your hearts, and I will magically enhance them so you can actually use them. Okay, so we can give it some extra lives, and... So I'm just hearing some footsteps. I keep thinking there might be a mob approaching me. That's why I keep stopping for a moment. So it says we can give it some extra lives and we get red hot canister permanent health increase. Right, okay, so that's what we can do. We actually have a lot of these extra lives right here. Okay, so that actually is interesting, right? We'll check that out when we go back to the base. But now let's get on to our actual little battles we have to do here. So I'm not going to use the tail ward, I don't think, actually, because I'm afraid it's going to actually take away my marshmallow effects. So what we're going to do is let's try 3 at first. So let's do... You gotta be careful also, because he is going to try and fight these other guys as well, probably. That's one thing. You shouldn't go over the water. I don't think there's squids in the Twilight Forest. It's a little strange looking, isn't it? Yeah, I don't think there'll be squids for him to take down, but he will try and fight these other guys. So, we're going to start... Let's try 3. We're going to try 3 at once. I'm curious to see how we do. And how many do we have? We have 8. I'll tell you what, if 3's too easy, we'll try 5 at once. We'll try 5 at once at that point. It's going to be interesting, but I think we might be able to handle 5 at once with the marshmallow. I might be wrong, but we will see. How's our armor doing? I did actually go ahead and repair. I actually just used an anvil for that. I haven't repaired the composite vest yet, but I did repair these. It did cost a lot of levels, but you do get a lot from your adventures in the Nether Fortress. Right, that's enough for 3, so let's do... something like that will work for now. Okay, and then we will go ahead. We will eat the marshmallow. I'm a little scared to do this, honestly, but we should be alright. Alright, and we just got all these effects. I don't know how long they actually last for. I can't actually tell, but hopefully it'll be enough. Oh boy, this is actually not what I wanted it to look like, was it? Alright, we got him. Here we go. 3 withers at once. This will be interesting. Okay, they're going all over the place here. Alright, we'll take this guy. Oh, that was an easy one, actually. The sword does a lot of damage. Okay, 2 down. And the other one is heading into the forest. Let's go after him quickly. There we go. The sword does a lot, I just noticed. Look at that. Right. Lee was not too bad. It does blow up the whole terrain area here. What's this down here? Ah, this is a lapis vein right there. Right, that really actually wasn't too bad in the end. We did have a couple of casualties, it appears, but, well, right. We did get the nether stars, I hope, right? The only concern I do have with that was they may have been able to blow up the nether stars, but we did get 3 more, so we're fine on that. Right, I'll tell you what. That was a little bit chaotic, actually, just the 3. And also, I didn't realize the jump height thing. Makes it a bit hard to land the last skull in time before they start going. Do we want to try 5 at once? I mean, it's going to be kind of crazy, isn't it? They're going to fly all over the place. That is the problem. And also, the sword is going to do a lot of damage, I've noticed. It might be better to use that than the bow. Right, you know what? Let's do 5. Let's see how we do. I think we should. I promised it. We'd do 3 and then 5. If 3 was too easy, I think it was. But I want to do this a little bit easier for me to place the skulls. So let's do this. I think we can do something like this. If anything, actually, I can just use the... Never mind, I can just use the excavator. We hear some mobs near us as well. But I should be alright. Yeah, if I do something like that... And there is a mob right there. We gotta be careful as well, these effects don't want... I think it says... I think they last for a couple of minutes. That's another thing we have to be careful about. Right. I don't want mobs to fight us at the same time as this, but we should be fine. Nope, not that. Right, we are on a time limit here, so... These effects run out, we're in trouble. They're coming at us from over there right now. Doing a lot of mobs under us. many is that? That's enough for 4. Let's get... No, that should be alright. What was that? Yeah, they are mobs coming after us here. Alright, we'll be alright. Let's get these last guys set up and then put down the skulls. This is going to be interesting. This is going to be really interesting, actually. Here we go. Alright, here we go. I think the sword's actually going to be a little bit more effective for us here, so we're going to try... Ooh, I don't want to fall in here, do I? I think the sword's going to be more effective. Oh, boy. Oh, wow, there's a dungeon down there. Alright. Yep. We actually do a lot of damage with the sword here. Alright, there's one over there. Yeah. Tell you what, it's a little high, though, now. Okay, that's 2. And where'd the other ones go? That's the next question. I saw a dungeon down here, funny enough. That's why we were hitting so many mobs. So the rest of the withers seem to have escaped. Alright, they seem to be somewhere in here. Okay, I see one of them. I hear one of them. I don't see him, actually. There he is. Stuck in a tree. Oh, I see another one as well. Golly, I can't get him. There we go. 3 down. Oh, I don't want that to happen, because they can blow up your items, I think. Okay, that's another one down. Let's put these away quick. Did I get them all? No, there's still one on the map. There's still one around. Let's go find him, then. Right, this is my only concern, actually, about spawning 5 at once, because there was a chance they were going to escape. And there he is. Hello. Okay, there we go. Did we get 9 nether stars? Yes, we did. Lovely. We got them. Alright, well, that was interesting. Yeah, the hardest part about that actually was the fact that they can escape you. There's a dungeon down here, funny enough. There's a chest down here, too. With... Ooh, stainless steel! Well, that's actually kind of nice. I'll put that in there. I'll take you. I'll take you as well. Why not? Alright, well, this is a battle zone we've been in now. But yeah, we got it. 9 nether stars. And we have what we need now to go ahead and finish the LVH, right? So that was an interesting battle right there. We still have looks like a couple of minutes. I really can't read that. But seal is still going, so. How's our armor? Pretty good. Yep. And there we go. So we got the nether stars, and what I'll do now is I'll go ahead, head back to the base. I'll probably have to clear out my inventory as well, and then we will carry on and finish off the LVH. So I'll be right back. I'll meet you in the base. All right, we are back at the base and ready to make the final push to complete the LVH. But before we do that, I want to take a little bit of a look here at these extra lives now that we can actually try and take on this quest right here, the secret, the trade for life one. So the extra lives for the red hot canisters. So in this chest right here is where I store all of my extra lives, which we can now use, it appears. So let's see how this works. So it needs 4, it'll consume them, so I'll put them in my hotbar so we can actually see. So we'll submit that. I wonder if this is repeatable as well. So we can do that, and we can claim some coins and red hot canisters. There we go. So we get the red hot canister, which gives us a permanent health increase, and I believe we use that. I think it's actually right there. And that should give us an extra heart. Yep, there it is. More health, and actually complete another quest I just noticed as well. What was that at? And this is repeatable, right? Okay, so we can do this a couple of times then. See, that was the second one. There's another one I can do. I think that's 4 more we can still do. We have enough for that. Right, so this is quite good then. More hearts is always a good thing to have. Okay, one more. There we go. Those away, and we can go ahead and add that, and that's 6 more hearts. So we're going to get to the next color now, permanently at least. Right, and then we got to put these bonus coins away as well. The only thing about completing those repeatable quests over and over again is that's going to keep on showing up here over and over again. As many times as we did the quest. So we did also finish another quest, it looked like. So, let's see. Novice Thaumaturgy. Ah, this one here, more help for the red heart canister. Okay, so they give us a quest for that as well, right. Alright, well, let's go ahead then and finally finish up this LVH. There's 2 quests left. We have to make the basic brewery and the Diamond Dolly. So we're going to start with the basic brewery because I actually want to try and use that. I mean, we went through all the trouble of getting this brewing stand, and I feel like it'd be worth it to at least try and use this thing instead of just making it and putting it away. So that's what we're going to do first. We're going to take on the basic brewery here. So all we need for that is a pump. So we do have some pumps in here we can get. Let's make 2 of them. We are out of tin rotors in there, so go ahead and make some more of those in case we need them later on. I imagine we'll continue to need the LV components even in the MVH because they are used as covers, although I think the MV ones are going to be even better, but, well, we'll see. I'm sure we'll still need them. We'll probably still need to make some LV machines at times, so put the extra one in there, and let's make this basic brewery. I do have a spare brewing stand already made up, so it didn't go in there for some reason. That's weird. Right, I do have one. It's right here, brewing stand. That's weird that that one doesn't go in. Everything else but the brewing stand did. But there we go. Basic brewery. Brewing your drinks. And that's actually exactly what we're about to do. I'm going to try something with that. Let's put the rest of those away. The pump. And we now have our basic brewery. Might take a moment for that quest to show up because it's still going through all these. Yeah, it still is. Right, but what we're going to do is we are going to put the basic brewery inside of our kitchen. I've actually set up some power for this, so basic steam turbine and a basic brewery right here. There it is, brewing the industrial way. We got that quest done, lovely. Right, so what I want to try and do is if we come into the NEI here and we look at not yet eaten foods, one thing I noticed was that there's a lot of these foods right here from GregTech, and not all of them, but quite a few of them, let's see, Weedy Hops Juice, is made inside of the brewery. Quite a few of these are. We've got, whatever this is, Scotch. That one's made in a distillery. Sometimes it's other things. Weedy Juice, I think. Yep, that one's in a brewery. So that's just adding some flour to some water. So not too difficult to do that. And we get some Weedy Juice, and all of these new foods we can eat to try and get, well, more hearts. It's not much, but something. And also, oh, there's also these down here as well. The lattes, the coffees. Yep, those are made in a brewery as well. So I'm going to try and make a couple of these because I really feel like we might as well try and get some use out of this brewery. So what we're going to do is we're just going to try and see what we can. And I think actually, was there a quest as well in fishing farming? Yeah, there was actually one for Weedy Juice right here. So the first step to brew beer or other alcoholic fluids is weed tea juice. Okay, so we do have our sink over here, which has some water, and I think a bucket is in here. We are going to have to fill this thing up manually with water at times, but we'll put water in it, and we're going to try and get that weedy juice, so we need some flour. Now, I believe one of these is only 250, so I think we'll get 3 per, but we'll have to do this, I think, like twice or something. So let's do 2 flour, put you in. There we go. We're going to get some weedy juice out of that. And I'm going to have to add some more water. We do have our sink, which is actually hooked up again to water, so it'll automatically refill. What I actually did was I hid you probably just heard it, I hid another one of those thirsty tanks behind here, and I have a pipe which pipes it in from underneath back to the sink again. So that's how we're doing that again. Although, you know what I could have done now that I think about it? I could have probably just threw a thirsty tank back behind this wall here. Probably like right there. Probably just have it visible from there even. Eh, it's okay, that's it. It doesn't matter. Right, so there's our wheaty juice. And the way we get these out, I think we can actually just grab some glass bottles. Do that. There we go. 6 wheaty juice. And it did want 4 for the quest. It did right here. So there it is. We did get the wheaty juice quest complete. So that's another one. What's this one here? Corn and doppelkorn. Corn is German for wheat. That's why this special alcoholic brew is named like this. Doppelkorn means double wheat. How do you make that? Corn. You put fermented wheat into a distillery, right? Oh, that looks like it's going to be a slow process. And you need to put fermented wheat comes from a fermenter, which we do have, and that is a slow process. Right, so that's not something we'll be able to do. There was another one here. Reed water, making rum. So this is making rum with weed water, which is sugar cane inside of distilled water, right, in a brewery to make the reed water, and then fermented reed water. Can't click on that, but I'm assuming that's probably going to be from a fermenter again. Right, I might actually add a fermenter in here as well at some point. We won't do it now, though. We'll just use the brewery for now. The main thing I want to do is I want to try and just make some of these new foods. It's not going to give us much of a bonus, but it does count. Every little bit counts, so I'll put that in there for now. I'll put the spare weedy juice. Let's put it in here. We'll put the drinks in this counter. Right, so we can also make them appears the reed water, I think, right? That's not yet eaten, so that one's going to need sugar cane and distilled water, right? So we're going to have to grab some of that. Sugar cane, I have some of that here. Now, distilled water, I do have a setup for it down here, so right over here we have a low voltage fluid tank completely filled with distilled water. We have a distillery right here that does that. So I'll just grab, can I put it in a bucket? No, you can't put it in a bucket, right? How do we want to do that then? Can I actually just take, I just want one bucket, not a whole thing. Let's see if I can do this. No, doesn't really look like I can. Well, I'll tell you what, I'll take the rest from here. Yeah, let's just do that. I'll keep this can out there in case we need it for more stuff. Because I don't like to waste things. Water I'll waste, but maybe not distilled water. Right, and the way we'll get the extra water out here is we can use our plunger. So you right-click that, and it takes out the fluids. Alright, so put you in there. Put in the sugar cane. How much of this did it want just for this part? Oh, it just wants one. And we'll have to grab some bottles, which I have on me. There's some reed water. We'll hold on to one of them so that we can eat it. And just out of curiosity, then, what do we do with that for the ferment, I'm assuming? Yeah, 51 seconds still for 10 of these to turn to 8. That's actually quite a long process. And it wants 1,000. Wow. Yeah, that's something that'll take a while. That's a setup I'll have to make for that. So that is going to take some time. Right, we won't worry about those right now. Alright, so we got the reed water. We'll put the extras in here for now. I might need to grab some more bottles as well, depending on what else we want to make. Let's grab some. I think we've got some. Yeah, we got plenty of glass bottles in our potion chest. What are you doing? What is he doing? Okay, I'll leave you be. Right, so we have the distilled water in here. Do we need distilled water from anything else in the distillery? Not sure. Right, have we done... No, we haven't made rum yet, although that's probably... Yeah, that's the sugar one. That's one of the quests we're just looking at. Pirate brew. That's putting rum through a fermenter, right? 102 seconds for 10 liters. Wow. Hops juice. Water and hops gives us the hops juice. Okay, we can actually do that, although I think hops is actually going to be up in the... Up there, the crop breeding area. Let's go quickly head on up there and grab some of those hops. I have my hang glider so we can glide on down, which will be much quicker. So we'll grab some of that hop so we can make that, and then we'll see what else we can do. I haven't really done much up here recently. I've taken a little bit of a break recently from the crop breeding, pretty much ever since we started Thaumcraft. Which, speaking of Thaumcraft, actually, I've done a couple of things based on some of the suggestions I've gotten in the comments. I might show that in a bit. Where is the hops at? There it is. There's a hops. Just need one. Although, you know what, actually? I'll tell you what. Let's grab a couple of them and just put them in the kitchen just in case it is needed for something else. Because I think some of these fluids are actually going to be used for making some of the other ones, so try that out. We won't go too far into this. I just want to try out the brewery at least. I feel like we owe it to ourselves. Right, so this is not going to work, I don't think, in distilled water, right? Oh no, actually it will. So water or distilled water. Okay, so we can still use the distilled water. So we'll put one of the hops in. I'll put the extra hops in the fridge, why not? There we go, hops juice. I'll put the spare ones in here. And I'll put the one we're going to drink in there. Right, so that's 3 foods so far. Right, next we have, what else do we want to make? Have we looked at these ones here? Vinegar. That's a fermenter. Vodka's going to be something, yeah. Potato juice. Interesting. Here we go. Brewery with Lemonade. Lemonade. That needs vodka, actually, in the brewery. Right, okay, we can't do that one either. We've done reed water, we've done hops juice. Dark beer, I doubt we'll do that one, because you put hops juice into a fermenter for that. Get dragon's blood. You put dark beer into a fermenter. The weedy juice we've done. Scotch we looked at, I think that's weedy juice in a distillery. Glen McKenna is scotch in a fermenter. Weedy hops juice. Okay, this one's interesting. So we do 750 weedy juice with some hops to get weedy hops juice. Or we put flour with hops juice. We do have, actually, some weedy juice. Can I put these directly in? Yes, you can. Right, so that actually is going to be worth it. So we just need some more hops. So it's a good thing I got some of that. Put that there. Oh, and also, I just remembered one other thing we're also going to be able to make now. I believe... No, I wanted to keep that, actually. The not yet eaten tab. Nope, that's not how you spell that. Not yet eaten. One other thing we're going to be able to now make is these rest of these sodas now, because the way you do this is you actually need this bubbly water, and the bubbly water comes from mineral water, which I had some at first, but the only way to make it is actually a brewery with water and potassium. And we still have some of these sodas left as well. 5 of them, so might go quickly grab some of that, but let's take this weedy hops juice. That's another new food. Potassium we'll have, so let's see what else we can do. Let's... what is this one here? Chili sauce. Water and chili powder. Or distilled water. Chili powder. Chili powder. Do we have chili powder? No, we don't. And chili powder is a chili pepper in a macerator. Right. We do have chili peppers, I think. 1. Really? 1 chili pepper. Are the rest of them inside of the kitchen? Yeah, there's more in there, right? We have 51 in there and 13 in there. Let me just get them all in the same one. And let's take 16 and we'll turn them into powders. And I guess that'll be a good excuse to come down here and grab some of that potassium then. I think we only needed like 2 of them. I think the potassium's over here, actually. I think we get it from here. Yep. Potassium. In fact, let's just take all of that with us. Right, so we got that. And the chili peppers can go in there. And the potassium and sodium I'll just put in here. This is the sorting chest right here. It's connected to the main pipeline, so it'll sort all this into its appropriate home, so I don't have to go looking for it. And there's some potassium right there. I think we only need 2 dusts, and then we'll go ahead and grab that chili powder here when it comes in. It does take actually a couple of seconds. We only need a little bit for now. Right, there's the first batch chili powder. Let's take that. Let's go ahead and see how this works. Seems like a strange thing to drink, doesn't it? Chili sauce, we're just going to straight up drink it. Spicy. Interesting. Right, so we put in the distilled water. We add chili powder. That is going to make something for us. Chili sauce. Right, that's going to be an interesting one. Since we're here also, let's go ahead and make the potassium as well. Or the mineral water. And let's see what else there is to do. So, chili sauce. We have hot sauce. Ah, that is adding more chili powder to the chili sauce. We get the hot sauce. Okay, so this is actually going to be interesting here. So we actually need a little bit more chili powder than... Or chili sauce, right? Let's try this then. Let's see where this goes. So, we add another chili powder. That'll give us more chili sauce. Take you out. Put those in, and then add another chili powder. And that will give us the hot sauce. Okay. There we go. Hot sauce. So, we've got that one then. We can add that over here. Another one to drink. And what's next here? Diabolo sauce. Oh boy. We're adding more chili powder to the hot sauce. Wow. Okay, this is interesting here. I think there's 2 of those. As if the devil made this sauce. I hope this isn't going to kill me or something. Yeah, what was this one here? Diabolo. Oh, wow. Oh, that's actually different. It's not. It's that one is Diabolo and that is Diablo. Diablo sauce, I think. I didn't notice that was different. Wow, so it actually keeps going, right? Wow. Okay, I am not going to go any further on that right now. I have a funny feeling there's going to be some consequences. I don't know why. I tend to usually think that. Right, well, I'll put the rest of these away for now. Alright, the mineral water we did get, though. And I do want to quickly try out that. Let's see if I can make these. If I can remember how to use it. I haven't used it in a long time. Don't I think I have. I think for these you have to make the juices, so that we need the grape juice and stuff. Yeah, I'll probably just make those on my own then. We might not even have all these. Lemon lime soda. You need lemon and lime juice. Right, so I might do that one later. Yeah, I think we'll probably start wrapping this up, although I did actually want to try out making some of these here quick. So the coffee, we just need coffee powder and water, and it is raining, so let's go to sleep as well. Okay, there we go. So, where was coffee powder? Do we have coffee powder? Might as well try that. Coffee powder we don't have, but it's just coffee beans inside of a macerator. Right, do we have coffee beans? Yes, we do. Alright, well, let's try that thing quick, and then... You're still over here spinning. What are you doing? Oh, I know what the problem is. It's the levitator. He can't get away from here, can he? There we go. I did think about that. Yeah, that's probably the problem. He got stuck with the levitator. That's why he was like that. Right, let's head down here then and put these into the macerator quick. You have the extra chili powder down here as well. I have eaten this mineral water, though. Probably because I'm pretty sure I get it from, like, a chest or something like that. But yeah, I'll probably continue doing some of this later on, because I don't know how close we are to getting another heart from the foods. I mean, we've got so many hearts already. We already got some more today from the heart canisters, but I don't know. I just kind of find it fun eating all these different foods. You know, getting more hearts. Right, where is our coffee powder at? There it is, coffee powder. We'll go ahead and make some of the coffees then, why not? So, coffee, we do water or again distilled water. Put one in there. We can go ahead and get some of the coffees. Oh, we can't use the bottles on that one then. Alright, how do we get that out? Empty thermos can. Oh, wow, okay, so we need to get some aluminum for that, right. Can we even make that? It is LV, it takes 40 seconds, though. Right, okay, I did not account for that. 250, right, okay, that's actually going to take a while, then. Alright, so that's apparently what you need to do to get coffee. You need to get some sort of a thermos can. Circuit 1, we need the double aluminum plates, the aluminum rings. Right, I think we've got some of that. No, we don't have any of that. We have no... Well, maybe we have them in here. Yes, we do. And we needed the rings, I think it said. Have some of the rods there. We'll just make the double plates. And the rings. This is only going to be enough for one as well, I think. And then we put it into the assembler on circuit 1. Oh, it only needed one of those? It did only need one of those. Alright, well, let's make a second one then. I do need to make some more rods. How long does that take? Only a couple of seconds. Right, over here, I've actually been making some more dark steel recently. The reason actually I've been doing some dark steel, you might have noticed it already, but we've upgraded some of our chests. You can actually make dark steel chests, which are upgraded versions of the diamond chests. They have more storage. So I've been doing that now with some dark steel. So I'm starting to make some more of that, because more storage is always a good thing. Right, so there's 2 more of those. And hammer and file. 2 more rings. Now make another one of those thermos cans. There's the empty thermos can. So we can at least get the coffee we want so that we can start to drink it. So that'll be quite good. There we go. We got a coffee. Right, a lot of effort to get coffee, but we did it right. So we got a couple of different things in here now. So let me go ahead and also put away the mineral water. I'll just put you in there for now. Why not? And let's just go ahead and drink some of the stuff we made. Might as well. So, get my hunger down a bit. Okay, that's probably a little bit much, but it's alright. Right, so we got all of these things right here. So we got the weedy juice, reed water, some hops juice, weedy hops juice, the chili sauce, a little bit strange. Oh, that gives you fire resistance. Interesting. This is the hot sauce, which gives you even longer fire resistance, right? So maybe these give you fire resistance or something. I thought it was like going to turn you on fire or something, like set you on fire maybe. That'd be kind of funny, actually. Right, and then we got some coffee as well, which gives us speed 2. Right, so some of these do give you effects, and we do get the can back. Which makes sense. I think we got the bottles back as well. Right, so that is doing some drinks with the brewery. At least we take a look at that. And let me put that hang glider away as well. And let's put the thermos can in here. Put the bottles in there. Well, no, bottles can go in here. Actually, no, I took all the bottles out. Right, let's put them in here, actually. And the powders can probably go... There's no room for this one anymore, is there? Right, so let me just find, I guess we can put the powders in here, then. Yeah, let's move all these little powder ones into there. Doesn't really matter. We don't use the kitchen all that much anymore anyways. Right, and we still have some extra coffee in there, but I'll deal with that later. Right, so I think that is enough messing around with the brewery for now. Definitely gives us access to some more foods. So I can start working on some of these. And maybe I'll get another heart or two. Again, they don't give you many points, so it's not going to really give us that many more hearts, but we'll see. All these different ones here as well. Oh, we can make tea as well. Oh, that's in a mixer. That actually is doable. Just a tea leaf and some water in a mixer. Get the multi-block one, right? So that's even an option for me. Chocolate milk. Dark chocolate milk and sugar. Right. Right, well, that's enough for messing around with that, I think. So, let's go ahead finally and get this LVH finished now that we took a look at that for a bit. So, the last quest we have to do is to make the portable mob spawners cool quest done. And we need our diamond dollies. So, we're going to need a couple of things. We're going to need the nether star plate, which is going to be one of the most expensive items we've ever had to do. And the nether stars, where did I put them? They're in here still, aren't they? Yep, they're in there. 9 nether stars. So, let me make sure this is right. It's not any different, I hope, but I'm assuming we just put them into a compressor. You get the block of nether star, and then the block of nether star we cut, right? Hope it doesn't take too long to cut a block of nether star. But we'll put you in here. There we go. 12 seconds to turn it into a block of nether star. Wonder if we can scan that. Feels like something that'd have a lot of the research points. There it is. Block another star. No, you can't actually scan that one. Interesting. Right, so we got the block of nether star, and now we have to put you into the cutting machine. There we go. Does take only 49 seconds. That's not too bad. Right, so while we're waiting for that, let's go ahead and get the last components needed. So the diamond rods I think I already have. Let's see what we have then. Right, we have the diamond rods, so we still need to get the steel minecart wheels, which are a couple of steel things, so some steel rods, basically. I have plenty of those right now. We have plenty of steel, actually, right now in general. Because all that Thumbcraft stuff's been going on, and I let those things continue running, we actually have, yeah, 1.6 thousand steel, plus whatever we still have in there right now. So, we're doing quite well on steel at the moment. Let's go ahead then and make these rings here so we can get those wheels. Now, I believe, again, the Diamond Dolly is going to be used to make the, to move the spawners, I think. That might be quite good. And there's the nether star plates as well. Lovely. So we got one nether star plate. We got to put you in here to make the minecart wheels. No circuit required. And we do need 2 of them, so that's good. And then the last component was the polyethylene round. Right, so that's going to probably be fluid solidifier mold. Do we have a round mold? I don't think we do. Right, now I tell you what also we could do then is I can also use a polyethylene bar, which means we'd have to fluid solidify some of that. We do need polyethylene, but we do have some up here. Not much, but we do have some. So I think we need to put it into the fluid extractor. And what did I just pick up? That's a cylinder. I need the ingot one. I think that'll give us a polyethylene bar. I think I just want 1 for now. Put that back. Then here, the minecart wheels and the polyethylene bar. Lovely. Right, so we got that, and then I think all we have to do in order to get the, not that, the round is hammer and a file. Get 4 polyethylene rounds. I think we have everything we need. All right, let's go to sleep one last time, and finally, we will finish off the final quest. All right, here we go. I think we got everything we need. Diamond rods are already in here. Again, this is not needed for the quest. We just need to get this. So here we go. Diamond Dolly. We got it. Portable mob spawn is cool. And we have completed all 155 quests in Tier 1 LV. And we are finally finished with the LV Age. Right, so let's go ahead then and claim our rewards for these, and that should give us our green check mark. So we'll get a couple of diamonds and loot bag and some coins for this one. And the brewery, we get some more coins and another LV loot bag. And there it is, the green check mark. We've done it. We've completed Tier 1 completely. And that means it's time to move on to Tier 2 MV. Right, so I think what we'll do then is, I think we will start this. I think I want to get this one here. We'll make the MV machine hole to officially say that we have entered into the MV age. And then I think we'll call it an episode, right? So this thing's just going to move around spawners, I think. So what it's going to be useful for is we could make, I guess, a mob farm or something like that, maybe, using this. I'm not the best at mob farms, though. So we'll see. Wonder, can we fold this one like the other? No, you can't. Right, so I'll have to put you away, probably in here for now. So we won't try that one out, because I actually don't know where mob spawner is in relation to us right now. So I don't really fancy looking for one. So we'll do that. The diamonds, let's just put the extra stuff in here for now. Polyethylene round can go probably in here. Miscellaneous stuff. And put you in there. Right, so what we want to do now then is let's go ahead here and get this first MV quest finished. So the MV machine hull needs aluminium. You're also going to need aluminium for every MV machine part, so keep that EBF trucking. Well, we're not doing a good job at that right now. Now, problem with the aluminium right now, I do have some here, so let's actually just go ahead and get some more plates made up then. Why not? Problem right now is cryolite and alumina are the things we need to make this thing right now, right? So we're actually doing quite well. We could also do this one, the raw aluminium. Now that also could be an option maybe if we use the ore berries, I suppose, but it is going to be slower. This is going to give us 4 every 80 seconds, but we need the cryolite, which we have tons of, and the alumina, which we don't really have tons of. Now I think this is going to be a lot better when we get into MV, because I think the electrolyzer is going to have some more recipes, because right now we only have brick dust, and then later on we can do red granite dust, gives us quite a bit of alumina. That's not bad. Ruby dust, kyanite, yeah, a lot of different things. So I think the electrolyzer is going to be a top priority for us in the MVH, so we can get more alumina, so we can actually start getting more of the aluminium. So that's probably what we're going to need to start working on. But we do have some right now, so let's go ahead and make this MV machine whole then. So we couldn't do the assembler, which is going to save us, I think, on the extra aluminium plate. We just need some polyethylene, which we actually, I think, are a little bit short on here, aren't we? Yeah, let's go fill this thing up first. Make up some of those in the assembler. I typically do them in batches of 8. So I'll make 8 of those, get that quest done, and then probably go ahead and start wrapping up the episode. We are fully stocked up on polyethylene here still, so no problem there. And we're still not producing anything. I don't have any oil right now. I do still have an oil spout I could connect things up to if we need to get some more oil. We also have those oil berries I might take a look at still. I haven't done that. We saw that a few episodes ago, I think. Right, so we need to put you in here. And to make the MV machine hull, we're going to need copper cables, right? MV machine casing, which is going to be the same thing we did with LV, except with the aluminium. And, right, actually, what we're going to need to do then is we might want to make another work table. All right, you... We haven't had any pollution issues anymore, really, since we've actually made the air filter. So I think what I can do, I can probably move you. Can I use the dolly? Yes, I can use the dolly for you. So, tell you what, let's just move you over by 1 for a moment. Put you over here, actually. Move you over by 2. And the work table... Do I even have one? If I have... Actually, I do have a spare work table. I know where one is. It's in the kitchen, because we don't use it anymore. This one right here was used to make these special stews, and I only ever need to make them once so I can eat the food. So we can take those out. Put you in there, why not? And we will put you to good use now. Ooh, that's a pickaxe. There we go. Yeah, we'll put this to good use. I think that's a good idea. So put you right there. And let's go ahead then and make the MV machine hall. So we'll go grab some plates. In fact, that probably would have been a little bit better. Let's put these back. Those into there. And I think all we need to do is this. We do need to grab a spare wrench. Why not you? Put you in there. And we'll make some MV machine casings. There we go. We will lock that. And now we just need to make the MV machine hole. So we're going to need to grab some of the... Where's the copper cables? We have copper cables. Yes, we do have some. Good. I think it's going to be 2 of them, right? Yep, still 2 copper cables. So we need 16 of these. We need the 8 MV machine casings. And the last thing we needed was the molten polyethylene, which we already have. And here we go. We will go ahead and make our first MV machine holes. Actually, can we even do this in an LV assembler? Yeah, you can. Actually, it's kind of strange. Wouldn't you think you'd want MV power to make this in an assembler? I just thought about that, actually, but you can do it in LV. And there we go. The first MV machine hole. Oh. Okay, I wasn't actually expecting that. That was a different sound, wasn't it? Right. Well, I think that's a fitting noise to start the new age, wasn't it? Wow, I wasn't expecting that noise. I was expecting a normal ding. Right, we got that done. The MV machine hole, Tier 2 MV. So we have begun the MV age, right. So here's some tips on where to start. MV electrolyzer makes getting aluminum easier. Well, we just saw that. MV extruder makes parts cheaper, and MV miner saves your time. Have you read the quest Safety First for details about mixing tiers? Sending MV to an LV machine causes it to explode. Sending MV voltage over LV cables causes them to melt. Right, that makes sense, which causes fires that will likely cause the machines to blow up. Additionally, recipes done in a tier higher than the original one, not ULV. ULV counts as LV. Are overclocked. The overclock recipes use 4 times power but complete 2 times faster. Right. And we only get an LV loot bag for making the MV machine hole. Feels like we should have got an MV one, to be honest, but we'll take it. Right, so there it is. The MV age is upon us. LV is now finished. We have a lot more stuff coming up. Right, so we do have some loot bags to open up, and actually I think we have a few more quests still to claim as well. Fishing, farming, cooking. We have the weedy juice, which gives us a loot bag for slow food. In fact, that one I won't even open up. I don't think we don't need to. I'll probably use that. I don't even know where I'd use that for. I'll just put in here for now. Because I use those to level them up until we get to the dessert. That's how I got Desil's marshmallow, because you can turn in tomatoes to get more of those. So that one's not even really that needed. But we got that done, and then we also had, I think, a few down here. Novice Thaumaturgy, yep, the hot canister, we get an empty canister. Crafting item. Crafting item. Right, so we can actually craft more red hot canisters. Or we can make yellow hot canisters, or even green ones. Interesting. We don't need to make the red ones, though, because I think we can just use the extra lives now for that. So we got that done, and then what else? This one right here. I did make a couple more of the wand focuses, so we have one for excavation now. I think that one... I haven't tested that, but it mines blocks, so we'll get a Magic Novice loot bag, uncommon treasure. And then I did this one as well. It was the Efreet's Flame. It's actually a combination of the excavation and the fire one. I made an extra one, so we still have all of these, but I had to make an extra one of these two so I can make this. And this one actually shoots a beam, yeah, similar excavation, and it apparently smelts blocks like a furnace. So that sounds interesting. I haven't tried that one either, but it gives us another loot bag and an uncommon treasure and coins. So is that everything there? Yes, it is, right. So actually, before we open up the loot bags, I do want to do one more thing. I want to quickly look and see if anything else is unlocked in these other quests now that we've entered MV. So, I don't see much in here. Yeah, I don't see anything really changing in fishing, farming, cooking. Getting around, there were a couple of things actually in here we could do. These are a couple of things I was looking at. The elevators could be interesting. I think we've had these unlocked for a while, but these we can actually use to teleport up and down, I think. They are makeable now for us. So that's something to look at. Coal steam jetpack. MV motor, okay. That sounds like an interesting one. Mantle of the Raven. Nice substitute for the glider. Okay, I'll have a look at some of these as well. Without dying, anything new in here? What's that one there? Electric goggles of revealing. Okay. LV. Yeah, that seems doable. Well, I don't know about these. Advanced RE battery. Ah, you need an MV battery for that, so maybe not yet. That's something. And then these are the adventure backpacks. I still haven't upgraded this one. I was going to look into doing this one here, but I haven't gotten around to that yet. Building better bases. Anything in here? No? A couple of things maybe, but Obsidian Barrel. I don't even know if these give you rewards. Like, okay, this one does. Get an MV loot bag, maybe. Obsidian chest. That one doesn't give you a reward, though. Yeah, that's maybe what I was thinking. There are the shulker boxes as well. So that's building better bases. Forestry and multi-farms. We've already started that one quite a bit. Not much looks to have changed in here. Multi-block goals. Anything in here now? Can't remember if this was unlocked or not. Actually, I think this has now been unlocked. The fluid drilling rig. That's going to be so we can get the underground oil that's underneath the bedrock. We had to use the prospector to check on those. Mass processing. We've done everything in this one so far, but the rest hasn't unlocked yet. How to generate power. Okay, so these are new right here. The steam turbine from MV and the Church of Benzene's Holy Altar. I'm going to guess that's a gas turbine from MV. Storing and transforming. Right, so a couple of things here, actually. Low voltage transformer, right, so this is how we would turn LV power to MV. And I think you can do MV to LV as well. So that might be useful. These are the MV batteries. And what's this one here? Infinite energy source. You shouldn't click on links from strangers, although this sounds like clickbait. It is true from a certain point of view. Hydro dam. Use the potential force. Multi-block. That's a strange looking one. Well, I don't know what that is. Alright, what else is there in the quest book? Working with oil. Okay, so we've unlocked another line here on the oil quest. Oil drilling rig. And the MV tier oil gets a big boost in its effectiveness and becomes a fantastic power gen option for anyone wanting to switch off steam. Right, we are going to want to think about new power options as well now that we've hit into the MV age. There's a lot of thinking we'll have to do, right? So that's the oil drilling rig. Take a look at that later on. So next we had Bio for the Masses. We've already made some progress in here. Although we've stopped at this stage here, which was a couple of different things. Oh, this just wants some of the bonsais. Never noticed that one. That's Bio for the Masses. Basic automation. We haven't actually done anything in this chapter yet. I think this one is... or a symbol of what? I think this is related to Steve's Courts or something like that. Not sure what this line here. Item transport pipes. Project Red Transportation, maybe. So that's that tab. There was the handle logistics with pipes. We haven't done that one either. Unrouted transport pipes. So that's something we haven't touched either. Applied Energistics, of course, is still far, far away. So we do have some quests here. We did get that one, but I don't think we can do any of these other ones. Calculation processor. Oh, actually, no, you can do that in LV. But I really don't think we can do much more than that. So maybe we can actually make that, but it's not going to get us very far. So after that one, let's see what else there is. The How to Be chapter. Now that one, we have done some work in, and we probably can start doing more because I've done some of the Thaumcraft research, so we can actually start making these other frames. Bees is something we might want to start doing some more of in the future. So that's something. The bee breeding, I haven't done much of that yet. Have to look into that. Hardcore into expansion, we've done the only quest available. Novice Thaumaturgy, of course, we've done a bunch of that. We haven't unlocked this chapter. Oh, maybe not yet. There's only one quest, and it's not even unlocked. These are the wand focuses from Thaumcraft. This is Botania, which, again, we have unlocked that. Mushroom. Shimmering mushroom. And then also, I think there was this here. This is witchery, and then it's just the coins. So kill all the things and the coins. Which we've actually, it looks like, unlocked some new ones we can turn in. Oh, we can buy steel? That's interesting. Right, but yeah, that is all of the quest updates, it looks like. So not too much has changed, but we've done it. We're in the MV age now. Do we actually, I almost forgot also, do we get... No, we don't. I just tried to drop and see if we get another trophy because, well, you know, we got a trophy when we entered the other ages, I think. Yeah, this was the one we entered Steam. This was when we entered LV. Doesn't look like there's one for going into the MV age, so that's a little bit of a bummer then, isn't it? Right, so we do have some loot bags. I want to quickly open up here and see what we get. We might as well open up the uncommon treasures as well while we're here. So let's go ahead, put these right there. We'll open up the uncommon treasures as well. Ooh, Apprentice's Ring of Aqua we got from that one. A couple of potions as well. Quite good. Right, let's see what we get out of these. We'll do the magic novice ones first. We got the saplings, right. We did get all that. I'm just going to put things in here for a moment. I did that again. There we go. Those and the arcane lamp. We did get that as well. And let me also put this dahlia away as well. There we go. That goes in there. Alright, second magic novice loot bag. We got a bunch of blocks from Z-Tones. I think we got that before recently as well. So we also have the LV loot bags. Let's see what we get from here. We got an apiary and coated circuit boards, some jelly beans and a darkwood sapling, and the final LV loot bag. Chumburger and farm hatch. Right, well, we have our MV machine hull at long last. It was a long journey to get to this point, but we finally got it. We are ready to start getting into the MV age now and seeing what awaits us there. It'll be interesting. Certainly there's a lot of quests that have opened up here, it looks like. Yep, there's the components. We're going to have to work on those. That'll probably be the first thing we do because I doubt we can make... Well, actually, no, you don't need any components for the advanced electrolyzer, but I need power for this, so... Yeah, we'll probably work on these components first. But electrolyzer's probably going to be something we need to do. Ethylene. Well, we've actually already done that, so there might be some stuff in here we've already done, so we might be able to complete quite a few quests here pretty quickly. But we'll focus on that probably next time. So yeah, that's it for this episode, and it's also the end of the LV age in GregTech New Horizons. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I will see you next time for the MV age. We will begin the MV age in earnest and get back to work. So I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.